Hi, everybody. This is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto. Total carbs way down. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving to all of you from the United States. And I know Canada already had theirs because the president of the No Matter What Club, Blair, was posting, he's from Canada, and he was posting what he made, and his chef skills showed through. It looked delicious. So, are you hosting the day today? Or are you a guest? Or are you going out? Or is it no big deal to you guys? This is what Greg and I are doing. I got a prime rib, and after watching Richard's Keto Nation, watching him cook it, we had planned to have the prime rib anyway, and then he posted how to cook it. So Greg and I will be cooking it the way that he did. It looked delicious. And although I do love the whole turkey thing and we are invited to my son's, I work at midnight. So my son's 45 miles away. And so to drive there and eat the food and then be back in time for me to go to bed, too much rush and traffic and all that sort of stuff. Besides, he's getting married on Saturday. So I get to see him and the people, all of his family, my former in-laws. I had eight stepchildren at one point. And so it will be, it'll be a very interesting wedding to see all of those people. I've seen them over the years at weddings and funerals. But there were no takeaways when I left that marriage. They're nice people. And, but you know, it is what it is. And then on her side of the family, remember when I had my waitress reunion in August? Well, one of those waitresses from the 70s is her aunt. And so she will be there. She wasn't at the reunion, but she will be there. So it'll be great to see her and her husband. And so, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting Saturday. And for tomorrow, they do this thing. I'm sure they do it everywhere. It's called an alkathon. And there's this hall that they have, and they have it for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. And it's 2 towns away. And what they do is they hold meetings pretty much around the clock. There's a kitchen facility there. So today for Thanksgiving, they will have Thanksgiving dinner from 11:30 to 1:30, and wonderful volunteers all help. Meetings all before it, then the dinner, and then meetings after that. And it's because they don't want any recovering alcoholics or addicts to be alone for the holiday if they are. And so we will go to our regular 7:30 meeting today, and that's in this town. And then we will go there for a second meeting, like 9 or 10. They have a schedule of what meetings they'll have. And then different groups, like our group, a group of people from like our group would go and put on like the 9 o'clock meeting. Same thing with other groups, the 9, the 10, the 11. And so it's very, very special. And you get to see people from all over Cape Cod that you might not have seen for the whole year. And, I've lived in different parts of the Cape, so I recognize people, and it's kind of special. And I love how they look out for, people and their loneliness. So Greg and I will have that mouth-watering prime rib midday tomorrow, and then I work tomorrow night. So do you have your coffee? Is this a frantic time for you? Are you not even thinking about what I'm saying and just thinking about what you have to do? Sorry for taking the sip. It was just singing out to me. So I have a very dedicated assistant that lives in Wales, and his name is Viv. You see him here often. But if I forget to post a video, he's always there to remind me. And yesterday was one of those days. My failing to plan is planning to fail day. I already had it recorded, thank goodness. But so I could put it up. So it was a few hours late in getting up, but it went up at 4:30, Eastern Standard Time. So maybe none of you even noticed. So here we are. Today is it could be the official kickoff of the eating season, the gaining weight season, the losing resolve season. the too much pressure, too much stress, too much anxiety, not feeling like you could ever do enough, be enough. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. And so what do we do about that? Well, sometimes we eat at it. And so we have to be very careful. Beginning today, if you made it through the candy one, that's good. It's not a big pull for a lot of people, but this is definitely the kickoff where every day it seems there's some sort of eating event, celebration. It's a happy time, all kinds of little parties, get-togethers, apps and dinners and brunches and a lot. And for some of us, it could just be too much. If this is your first keto holiday, be prepared. If you're meeting friends for brunch or coffee or something like that, those they're called they're baby containers. They're glass with neon colored plastic tops, and they come anywhere from like 1.5 ounces to like 6 ounces. And you can buy like little packs of them off of Amazon. They're baby food containers and like under $30. And let those be your luggage within your pocketbook. They have leak-proof tops, which is great. So you can put your sweetener or your creamer or your oils in them, so you're covered. And because you don't want to be left in a place where you have to make a decision. And the slippage of the holiday that causes the weight gain can begin with little things like, you forgot your heavy whipping cream. And so, yeah, I'll have the half and half, which isn't really keto friendly. And it begins with little things like that, little places that we kind of lose the discipline that we might have had, and because of the rush, and taking care of yourself is last on your list, right? And so, or salad dressings, for me, it'd be the macadamia nut and the ghee, the melted ghee, oils, and with the butter, and then having that for any salad that I could encounter. It's really little eensy things that could end up making the difference in your continuing success. Abstinence is not just about, the entree, the food, the plate. It's not just about that. Sometimes it also includes things like what you put in your coffee, what you put on your salad, because we don't always have the control. And, I know that the past 4 years that I've been doing low carb, high fat / keto, when it comes to Christmas Eve, that's when my kids come, and it's always all the carby offerings that I make. Each year, I've added a corando ham, and so I will have a kind of a chef salad, the Cobb salad in a bowl, the meal in a bowl, and so I can just sit there because it's get up, reheat, clean up, all that kind of stuff, and so to just have my meal in a bowl makes sense. And that's how I would handle that. If I was going someplace today for Thanksgiving dinner, it could be the same thing. I could be bringing that bed of lettuce, anything but romaine, right, after the alerts for the salmonella. I would bring, it would be the Trader Joe butter lettuce, and I would bring that bowl of that, the bed of that, and my little thing of oils, and pretty much just have and I might even add some cut up bacon, maybe a hard-boiled egg. I'd add that to it, and that would be my meal at somebody else's house, with maybe even some asparagus clipped up in it. And that would be my meal. And I don't care if people look at me like I'm weird. I need to maintain what works for me. And, just like a diabetic sitting at a Thanksgiving table might not be having cranberry sauce or any of the pies or any of that sort of stuff. It's just what we do for our health. And keto is a recipe for health for a lot of us. And so you want to be safe. You don't want to cave. I've seen lots of just the clickbait titles of keto-fied items that wouldn't be if you were going to a regular house for Thanksgiving. I wouldn't be making them myself, but maybe you're trying them out. Maybe it's something you are able to do. I don't know, whatever works for you, right? But some people that track usually just don't track today. They just have what they want, and they make the promise that they will get back on track tomorrow. But you have to be careful because there's so many opportunities, and you don't want to be setting yourself up where each day you begin to shave a little, like you track usually before you eat, and the rest of this weekend you're tracking after you eat, after the, like, how much turkey do you think I had? Well, was that 6 ounces? Well, yeah, did I have? And I had a tablespoon of the gravy, and I'm sure that wasn't keto friendly. And, you start adding the stuff afterwards, and then it starts looking so hellacious that you just say, F it, and don't do it. And then the next day comes, and, like tomorrow, Black Friday, and you're leaving with 3 girlfriends at 5 in the morning, and everybody's got their coffee. You need to take care of yourself. Don't forget yourself in all of this. And if you use extra fats in your coffee, use them tomorrow for your Black Friday. So you're kind of like, going along while everybody else is, having their franchise foods on the fly as you go from store to store, mall to mall. Taking care of yourself is a very important thing. It's not selfish. It's just, where will you be, December 1st, if you start blowing it this weekend? And I know how it works. You start blowing it on the Thanksgiving weekend with the promise that I'm going to just, nuzzle back in. It's like, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be, in my sandbox, or my rodent cage with all of my wood shavings. I'm just going to stay and hunker down and be safe. Say no to all the other stuff. And then what comes next weekend? Well, it's your work party, and or his work party, or her work party, or something like that. And then it just starts, it's potluck, and you told them you were going to bring something, and on second look at this something, it's like, what's keto friendly about that? How am I taking care of myself? And, making it through these next couple of months is really a challenge. But if you are serious about your health, because how many people do I read here where it's like, I'm here for my health, and then they blow it, right? So you got to be here for your health and really think of it like that. Think of yourself like a diabetic. A diabetic doesn't go to somebody else's house and expect them to provide what they need. The blood sugar monitor, the insulin, the syringes. We don't go someplace like that with diabetes and say, oh, take care of me. Well, it should be that way with your keto. You want to do that with your keto special foods. And don't be intimidated into going along to get along when people start bugging you. What happens on like January 1st at Weight Watchers, right? It's going to be all the people that are like, this is the one last thing. And when you talk about food funerals, don't make Thanksgiving weekend your food funeral for the rest of the holiday season, because it's too much to ask. The more abstinent and disciplined you stay today on Thanksgiving and this weekend with all of the other events, the stronger you become. The more no's you have, N-O, thank you, no's you have will make you stronger. And, you don't want to go to bed feeling shitty and guilty and disgusted and bloated. You don't want all those things tonight when you go to bed. You want to know that, like, it's like raising your eyes above your food and looking at the people that you're sharing the day with, and not concentrating on, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that. Oh, okay, just make it a thin slice. No. So be careful and be safe, and know that, like, we're all in this together. I got some fluffy hair. It must be dry here. So be safe. I will see you again Black Friday. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.